Okay. Hi. So, I literally just got back from my World Civ class today, and my mind is blown. Like, awesome. So my teacher is very old. He's like one of those old guys where, like, if he puts too much effort into saying anything, like, his body will break down. Like, if he raises his hands, he'll just start shaking. He's really cute. I love him. But, he talks all the time because he studies in like South America or something, and he talks about really funny stuff. Like apparently, he went on this dig, and he asked like the farmer that owned the land if he could excavate on his land. He's like, "Hey, can I dig up your land?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, sure, why not? But have a drink with us first." Obviously, this is all in Spanish because I don't know any Spanish anymore. So that's a little shout out to anybody that knows Deb Tonetti, because it's totally her fault that I don't know any Spanish. She untaught, in 1 year, she untaught what 5 years of Spanish taught me, so little shout out. Thank you, Deb Tonetti. Oh yeah, so this guy's, oh, come have a drink with me and my son and my wife or whatever. So, he does the whole like, oh, Luis, bring us the... That sounds like Italian, actually. I can't even do a Spanish accent. I'll have to work on that. Anyway, he's like, oh, bring us some drinks. So then she goes to a cactus, and she drives a spike into the cactus, right? And then all the juice that starts squirting out, she like collects in a little bowl. Then she goes in the house, and then she comes out with three big manly rusty pints, right? Like three giant mugs full of slop. I don't know what it's called. It might be, I think it's in my book. If you give me 1 minute. Do. It seems that I don't take notes, so I suppose it's not in my book. You know what? Oh, Homo erectus. That's okay. But I don't remember what it was called, but it was some kind of like vodka or alcoholic. I'm not a connoisseur of alcoholic drinks, so I don't really know if it was that good or anything. But so anyway, this is from my professor's perspective. He goes to like, the wife gives him his giant rusty pint of cactus vodka. So he looks at it, and there's like bugs on the rims, and there's like stuff crusted onto the cup, and there's like dirt in like on the top layer. There's like a bug that's like still alive. It's like, and it's just doing that. So he looks at it, and he's just like. So then the farmer, he raises his glass, he goes salud, which is I guess what they do before they chug down. I always thought salud was like you're welcome or something, or maybe it's that. Again, Spanish. Woo. But so he's like, okay, right when he goes to do the toast, and he's like, I'm gonna down this in like one gulp, and then that's it. Like I'm just gonna man up and so they clink glasses, and he just goes and he throws it back, right? So out of the corner of his eye, when he starts to chug, he sees the other two. They wipe all the bugs off, and then they pour the first like third out of their glass, just because that's got all the nasty stuff in it. And then they look at him, and they're like, "El hombre es loco." So then he finishes. He's like, because he just like drank cactus vodka mixed with bugs. Ew. He's just like, okay, so you're a crazy American. So that's like the kind of stuff that my professor talks about. So that was like the second class. That was just a little side note. What I really wanted to talk about was our exam review, because our first exam is coming up. So he decided, oh, I'll go over some exam material in class today. First of all of the exam material that he went over was not even... I've never heard of these people in my life. It was awesome. But he brought up a Greek general called Alcibiades. Now, I don't know if you guys know who Alcibiades is, but, apparently he was a really intelligent general. He was really talented, and, he was on, you know, he was Athenian. He fought for Athens, and he fought against Sparta. And he led Athens to many great victories against the Spartans. I mean, personally, Spartans are awesome. Like, ever since I was in, like, 2nd grade, when I learned about how they wore red tunics so that when they bled, it didn't look like they were bleeding, so that everyone thought they were immortal, that was when I fell in love with Spartans. And then the movie was awesome, and everyone just loves to yell, "Oh, Sparta!" which is always cool. I mean, you know, right on. But, whatever, so Alcibiades, he was also known apparently as a party boy. Party boy. I didn't think Athenians partied, really. They always seemed like snobs to me. "Oh, I'm Athenian. I don't partake in barbaric actions such as those." Whatever, he was known as a party boy. And apparently, in the Athenian central marketplace, the entire town square is surrounded by statues of naked men with erect penises. Now, I do understand, I guess there was the whole, like, naked's awesome art thing. That was cool. But, you know, I mean, I guess so back then it was a little bit different than it is now, you know, because you don't, like, if somebody erected a giant, if somebody put up a giant statue of a naked dude with an erect penis, like, outside my dorm building, I feel like there'd be a lot of inappropriate jokes, like the one I made 3 seconds ago. And I feel like it would be defaced, and maybe someone would steal it and put it somewhere else. You know, I think that'd be pretty funny. But anyway, it was just normal happenstance, you know, just erect penises. You just don't walk close to them because they might jab you in the side a little bit as you're shopping. But, so this guy, Alcibiades, got a little drunk, had a little too much to drink, partying with his boys, you know. They went out on the town, and he snapped, like, the stone penises off of all the statues. Which is, don't get me wrong, that's hilarious, you know. But apparently it's not hilarious in Athenian culture because it's punishable by death. Yeah, so they found out it was him, they sentenced him to death, so he escaped, and where did he flee to? Sparta. He went to Spartan towns, and he went, "You got me. I give." So he offered his military service to Sparta in exchange for their sanction. So Sparta's just like, sure, why not? So the Spartans use him against against Athens to fight. So, you know, they're doing that, whatever. So then the Spartan king goes on some kind of trip. Like, he goes to do some kind of, I guess, some kind of diplomacy talk or whatever. So Alcibiades sleeps with his wife. You know, whatever. He finds out and he goes, "Okay, I'm gonna fucking kill you." So Alcibiades goes, "Okay, I gotta get the fuck out of here." So he leaves, and he goes back to Athens, and he goes, "Guys, you will never believe what just happened to me." So at this point, Athens was, I guess, kind of battered, you know, because they were just Spartans just like kicking their ass. So they're like, "Okay, we'll take you back because we need you." So then the Persians enter, apparently, like, you know, because now Persia's a big power and they come down. So Sparta and Athens unite to create a Greek force. So now the Greeks attack the Persians. Now there's this big war going on, and Greeks and Persians flying everywhere, and it's nuts, right? So it's a total all-out war. Alcibiades, through a complex situation that my professor couldn't even fully describe, it had something to do with sleeping with a lot of important women. Like, who is this guy? He just sleeps with all the king's daughters and all the king's wives. Sounds like a fairy tale. All the king's horses. Not that I would want to sleep with tons of Athenian women, because they're really old at this point. They're all decayed, actually. So it'd be like having sex with dust, which doesn't sound that pleasurable at all. But that's beside the point. So, the entire Greek force is now angry at Alcibiades. So Alcibiades goes to Persia, of course. And he goes, "You can, I'm yours to use. I can help you out." So they go, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So then, there was a very prominent, influential woman who, of course, Alcibiades looked at and went, "You know what? She's really important, and she's got a lot of, her relatives are all very important. So I should probably do her." So he did. And in the act of their lovemaking, I guess maybe he didn't realize that she had 7 older brothers. Okay, now, if any girl has 7 older brothers, you, at the very least, you need to, like, watch your step. You gotta be careful, okay? You can't just be doing your thing, like, all over the place. You need to, like, you need to have tabs on every one of those brothers. You need to be like, so you can call up a number, you'd be like, "Hey, where are they?" And they'd be like, "Dude, they're not by you." And you go, "Okay, let's do it. Tunic off." But he wasn't so smart. One of the brothers was home downstairs, notified the other brothers, so they all came, they surrounded the house, they took a bunch of torches and they lit their own house on fire. That's fucking nuts. Why? There's no reason to light your own house on fire. You've got him outmanned 7-1. Go in, punch him in the face, and then drag him out of the house. You don't need to set your house on fire. But that's beside the point. So they set the house on fire, they drag their sister out of there. So then he's kind of on fire, he's being burned, he's being suffocated, so he runs out of the house, and then they light him up with arrows. And he dies. And that's what's on our exam next week. So I just wanted you guys to know that that's what I'm studying for the next couple days. Alcibiades. Research it. Peace.